Hello friends, myself Praveen Kajri. Welcome to the video classes. In this class, I will solve some more previously appeared net questions on operators. So let us take this question. If operator A, an operator, and operator operates on psi, it is going to give this one, right? I neta d psi by dx. Then we have to find this one, a square operator multiplied with psi. When this operates, a square operator operates on psi, then what is the value for that? So is given by, that question was asked in NET 2010. So these are the given options. So what we have to solve is, what they have given is operator A operates on psi is equals to what it gives, I neta into d psi by dx. This is what the value what we obtain, right? So then we can separate operator here. Operator A is equals to what, I neta into d by dx, right? So if you multiply this side with psi, we have to multiply psi also here. Therefore, so this is the operator, this is the operator what we obtain. So a square is equals to what, a square operator is equals to what? So this can be written as operator A into operator A. So this is equals to, operator A is nothing but I neta into d by dx into I neta into d by dx. So it means that this operator is operating on this one, right? So this is the constant, I neta is a constant. Therefore I into I square neta square into d by dx into d by dx is equals to what, when this operator operates on this one. So that is, we obtain double differentiation, d square by dx square. So this is equals to minus neta square into d square by dx square. So this is what operator, a square operator, right? So here, when a square operator operates on psi, then what we obtain? So this is equals to minus neta square into d square by dx square when it operates on psi. So this is equals to minus neta square into d square by dx square psi. So therefore a square operator operates on psi, then we obtain this value. Compare that value with your options. So first one, so this is whole square, this is not the right answer. Second option, minus neta square d square psi by dx square, this is the correct answer for this question, right? So other option, this is whole square, this one no negative sign, right? So this is the answer for this question. So now let us take one more example. So this is the next question. The value of commutator of x and px square is given by, question was asked in NET 2012 December, right? Options are given. So we have to solve the commutator of x px square, right? So we know the generalization, commutator of x and px is equals to what? So I h bar, its value, that is what we have proved in the last video. So this one more generalization here is x raised to n and px operator is equals to what? I h bar into n into x raised to n minus 1. So this is also proved. So next generalization is x and px raised to n commutator is equals to I h bar and n into px raised to n minus 1, right? So here we have to make use of this property, that is the value of this commutator x and px raised x square is equals to what? Px square is equals to I h bar as it is into 2 into px, right? So this is equals to 2 I h bar into px. So compare this value. So that is nothing but 2 I h bar into px. Fourth option is the right answer for this question. So let us take one more problem. Here the question is, the operator, so that means the commutator of x and the commutator of this value, whole commutator, is identical with, so identical with which of the options? Its value we have to find its value. That value we have to match with the value of these given options, right? So that question was asked in NET 2013 June. So let us solve this from the first option, from the given thing, that is commutator of x and px square. So this is equals to commutator of x as it is. What is the value of this commutator? That is what we have solved in the previous problem, that is I h bar into 2px, right? So this is equals to what? Commutator of x into 2I h bar into px. So this is equals to this is a constant, I can take it outside, I h bar 2I h bar commutator of x and px. So this is equals to what? 2I h bar into, again what is the value of x px? I h bar. So this is equals to I square minus 2 h bar is the answer. So you have to match this value with the value of the options. So let us take the first option. So that is commutator of x px into x, commutator of x and px. So this is equals to commutator of px into x. What is the value of this one? I h bar, right? Commutator of x and px is I h bar. So one property of commutators we know, so that is every operators commute with a constant. So that is, here it is a constant, therefore this is an operator. So the whole thing is commute with this value, therefore this value is 0. Therefore this is not matching with the value of this commutator. Therefore this is not the right answer. Let us check for the second option. So commutator of x and px, x multiplied with px, and the commutator of x px, whole commutator. So this is equals to x px, again this value is I h bar, so again this value is 0 because these two operators commute with each other. In other words, any operator always commutes with constant, right? So next, therefore this is also not right option. Third option we have to check, minus px and commutator of x square into px. So this is equals to minus commutator of px. What is the value of this one? So that is I h bar into 2x, right? So this is equals to what? Minus 2I h bar as a constant, 2I h bar as a constant, commutator of px and x. So this is equals to, what is the value of this one? We know the commutator of x and px is equals to I h bar. So reverse of that, that is antisymmetry property, px and x commutator is equals to minus I h bar. So this is equals to minus 2I h bar into minus I h bar. So this is equals to minus into minus plus, therefore I square, therefore minus, because of I square minus 2 h bar. So this value is matching with the commutator value of this commutator. Therefore third option is the right answer, right? So let us check the value for this commutator also. So fourth one, commutator of x and commutator of x square and px. So this is equals to x, commutator of x. The value of this commutator is I h bar into 2x, right? So here 2I h bar is a constant, therefore x. So every operator commute with itself, therefore 2I h bar into 0. So this is equals to 0. Therefore this is also not the right answer because its value is 0. Its value is minus 2 h bar, right? So hope this problem is clear now, right? Let us move on to the next question. So this is the problem, that is the angular momentum operator Ly, that is the operator is. That question was asked in NET 2013 December. So options are given. So we know how to find Lx, Ly and Lz by using determinantal form of the total angular momentum, that is Ijk plus minus plus x, y, z, px, py, pz. Right, by making use of this, Lx is equals to what? Lx is equals to ypz z minus zpy. Right, so ypz minus zpy. So Ly is equals to minus Ly is equals to what? So that is equals to xpz minus zpx. So what is Lz plus Lz, right? So that is equals to, so this row, this column we have to neglect, xpy minus ypx. So this is what we can write. So here our intention is to find out this value. So Ly is equals to operator Ly is equals to, so that is minus Ly is there. I can find Ly by multiplying this with minus sign, that is zpx minus xpz. Right. So here we know the meaning of px. We know the meaning, we know the value for the operator px, that is h bar divided by I into d by dx. Right. Similarly, what is pz? Pz operator is equals to h bar divided by I into d by dz. Right. So that is equals to z into h bar by I into d by dx minus x into h bar by I into d by dz. So this is equals to what is constant here? H bar divided by I is a constant, therefore z into d by dx minus x into d by dz. So match this answer with your options. H by I, here minus h by I is there, neglect this. So here h by I, z d by dx, second option, minus x into d by dz. This is the correct answer. Right. So third option is wrong. Fourth option is h by I, z into d by dx, minus y is there. It is not y, that is x. Right. And y dy is there. So actually this is matching with the second option. Therefore the second option is the value for angular momentum operator along y direction. Right. So let us solve next question. So this is the question. The commutator of operator, kinetic energy operator and the momentum operator px cap for one dimensional case, that is along x direction, that is what they want to say. So that is we have to find out. What we have to find out. So commutator of tx cap and px cap we have to find out. So that question was asked in NET 2014 June. Right. So options are given. We have to find out the commutator of this and we have to match that value with the given options. Right. So how to solve this one? So we know that kinetic energy is equals to what? Half mv square. Right. So kinetic energy Tx. Right. So Tx is equals to multiply and divide this with this equation with m square. M square v square divided by 2m. So this is equals to linear momentum along x direction, that is equals to mass into velocity. So mass into velocity. So square is there, therefore m square v square is equals to px square. So px square divided by 2m. So this is equals to, if this is an operator, so this whole thing becomes operators. So 2m is a constant, right? So therefore kinetic energy operator is nothing but px square operator divided by 2m into px. Right. So this is equals to 1 by 2m, constant outside the commutator. So px square cap into and px. commutator of these two operators. This is equals to 1 by 2m. This one I can write as px cap and px cap into and px, right. So distributive property, by distributive property what I can write here is px cap, px commutator of these two, px outside, plus this px written first and then commutator of these two, px cap and px cap. So we know that every operator commute with itself, therefore this is 0, this is 0, therefore 1 by 2m into 0, that is equals to 0. The value for this commutator is equals to 0. Right, so hope you all understood this question and the solution. Right, so let us move on to the next problem. So here is one more interesting question. The question is, the operator s plus or minus is equals to sx plus or minus isy, where sx and sy are the components of spin angular momentum operators. Right, so spin angular momentum operators components, these two are, right. So then commutator of sz and s minus we have to find out. That question was asked in NET 2014 December, right. So options are given. So our intention here is we have to find out the commutator of this one. So given thing, what they have given, s plus or minus is equals to sx plus or minus isy. This is what they have given. If I separate these components, s plus is equals to what? So that is equals to sx plus isy. Similarly, sy is equals to what? S minus is equals to what? So that is equals to sx minus isy. So from this I can write separately the two components, right. So now our intention is to find the commutator of sz and s minus, right. So this is equals to, so sz as it is, right. What is s minus? S minus is known, that is sx minus isy, right. So this is equals to, by linearity property of commutators, sz sx, commutator of sz and sx, minus commutator of sz and isy. So this is equals to, so similar to this one, commutator of Lx and Ly is equals to, these are the angular momentums, okay, total angular momentums along x and y axes. So similar to this one, this commutator, what is the value of this one? I h bar into Lz, right, right. Similar to this, I can write s x spin angular momentum along x direction, spin angular momentum along y direction, their commutator is equals to I h bar into sz. So second generalization what we have discussed is Ly and Lz commutator, operators commutator, this is equals to I h bar and Lx. Similar to this one, sy and sz commutators, commutator of these two operators is equals to I h bar and into multiplied with sx. So one more generalization what we have discussed is Lz and Lx operators commutator is equals to I h bar into Ly. Similar to this one, sz and sx operators commutator is equals to I h bar into sy, right. So by making use of this one, so I can write this sx, sz and sx commutator, that is I h bar into sy minus, so I is a constant, commutator of sz and sy. So this is equals to I h bar sy minus I. So what is the value of this one? So yz, sy sz commutator is equal to I h bar sx, but reverse of these two position, right. So we get minus I h bar into Sx. So this is equals to I h bar Sy minus into minus plus I square h bar into Sx. So that is equals to I h bar Sy, I square is minus 1 minus h bar into Sx. So now take h bar constant as outside. So that is equals to h bar into I Sy minus Sx. So now match this value with your components, whether it is equals to S plus or S minus. So it is not matching with any of this. It is matching with this, but sign is different, right? Let us take a minus sign also outside. Minus h bar into Sx minus I Sy. So this is equals to minus h bar. So what is the value of this one? That is nothing but S minus. So the commutator of these two operator is equals to minus h bar S minus. So match that with your options. So minus h bar S minus. This is the correct answer for this question. So hope you understood this explanation. So let us solve the next question. So the question is, two different non-zero operators A and B, where A is not equals to B, operator A is not equals to operator B, satisfying the relation A plus B into A minus B, that is equals to A square minus B square. When it is possible, when this happens, that you have to find out. So they have given the conditions. Out of these four conditions, which condition is to be used to get the value, this value, by multiplication of these two operators? So in order to do that, let us expand this one. Multiplication of operator A plus B operator and operator A minus B operators, right? So A plus B into A minus B. So that is equals to A into A square minus A into B operator, right? B into, right? So plus B into A operator. So this is equals to minus B square operator. So this is what the expansion of these two operators. So now, so they have given that A square minus B square operator. So this value is equals to this much. So when it happens, when it is possible, when this value and this value, that is operator A B, so plus operator B A is equals to 0, when this value becomes equals to 0, right? So check whether this option, this condition is given in the options, right? So that is multiply this equation with the negative sign. Therefore operator A B multiplication minus B A is equals to 0. So that is matching with this option, right? So this is the condition of the commutators. So that is, this can be nothing but commutator of A and B operator, right? So this is nothing but AB minus BA. So this is equals to 0. Commutator of these two operators equal to 0. Then these two operators are said to be commute with each other, right? So therefore, when these two operators commute with each other, then only this is equals to, this condition is possible. If these two operators are not commuting with each other, that means what? That means what? This value is not equals to 0. This value is not equals to 0. Then whole thing will not be becomes equals to this value, right? So commutator means, so this condition it has to satisfy, right? So other options are not necessary to discuss. So the right answer for this question is this one. Option 4 is the right answer. So hope you understood this explanation. And one more thing, that this question was asked in NET 2015 December and 2016 December, 2 times it has asked. So the next question is the value of the commutator x and commutator of x and px is, options are given. This question was asked in the NET 2015 June. So solution for this is commutator of x and xpx commutator is equals to commutator of x, commutator of this one is nothing but I h bar. So this is equals to any operator commute with constant, always commute with constant, therefore answer is 0. So fourth option is the correct answer for this question. So let us take the next question. So this is the next question. The question is, which of the following below is common eigenfunction of d by dx and d square by dx square operators, right? So in order to solve this question, we have to memorize the meaning of eigenvalue equation. That is, when an operator operates on a function, let us take psi function, so it must give the same function multiplied with some constant a, some constant, any constant, right? So then this equation is known as eigenvalue equation. So this function is known as eigenfunction of this operator, right? So this value is known as, this constant is known as eigenvalue of this operator. Eigenvalue, this is eigenfunction, right, of what, of this operator. So here what they have given is, they have given two operators, right? Two operator, a is given, two operators. So you have to find out the common eigenfunction. You have to find out the function. So out of these given 4 options, which function is acting as eigenfunction for both the operators, right? So that means it has to satisfy this condition. It must, when this operator operates on these functions, it must give the same function multiplied with some constant. Similarly, if another operator operates on the same function, it has to give the same function multiplied with some constant. So let us check one by one. First option. So first operator is d by dx. When it operates on the function cos of x, this function, so this will give minus sin x. So the first requirement is itself failed here, because this equation is not at all eigenvalue equation, because it is not giving the same function. Therefore the first option is not the eigenfunction of the first operator itself, therefore not necessary to check for the second operator. So let us take second option. The first operator is d by dx. When it operates on kx, it gives constant k, right? So it is not giving any function here, right? So therefore again it is not eigenvalue equation. Again this function is not eigenfunction at all, right? Therefore not necessary to check for the second option also, second operator also. Therefore second option is also not a eigenfunction of any of the operators, right? So check for the third option. So third option, d by dx, first operator, when it operates on e raised to ix, so this is equals to I into e raised to ix. So this is eigenvalue equation, because when an operator operates on a function, it gives the same function multiplied with the constant I. This is eigenvalue, this is a eigenfunction, right? So this is e raised to ix is eigenfunction of d by dx. Now next thing is d square by dx square of e raised to ix, second operator operating on a function. So this is equals to d by dx into I into e raised to ix. So this is equals to I square into e raised to ix. So this is equals to minus e raised to ix. So again this is eigenvalue equation, because this operator operates on a function, it gives the same function multiplied with constant. Therefore this function is a eigenfunction of both the operators. So, for this operator also this is eigenfunction, for this operator also it is eigenfunction. Therefore this is the right option. This is the right option, because this function is acting as common eigenfunction for both the operators. So what about this one? Let us check for the last option, fourth option. So d by dx of e into minus x square. So E is a constant here, that is 0 minus 2x, right? So its value is minus 2x, right? So this is one thing. So here also it is not eigenfunction, because this is the whole function, this whole thing is of one function, so it is not giving the same function, right? We are not getting the same function, therefore it is not satisfying the required condition, that is this is not acting as an eigenfunction, right? Therefore fourth option is also not a correct option for this question, right? So this question was asked in NET 2017 June. So hope you understood the solution for this question. So up to this point I have solved all the questions, previously appeared questions on operators. So that is set appeared questions, k set appeared questions, and then gate appeared questions, and then NET appeared questions on operators, right? So I hope I have covered all the questions. If I have left with any of the questions, please send that question to me through the comment box. I will try to solve those questions in the next video. So in the next video I will explain about Hermitian operators, and then we will discuss the appeared questions on Hermitian operators. So thanks for watching the video, and please do share this video with the students in need. Thank you so much.